Hey, what's up everybody? Rob Gill here at Epic. Today's topic is how to build team culture in your business. Hey, what's up everybody? It's Rob Gill, and once again, today we're going to talk about how to build team culture in your business and create massive acceleration. And I love to honor not only source, but success on every single level. And for me, I'm fortunate enough to be working with a lot of different folks that are out there today whose imprint and whose success is undeniable. Today we have none other than Teresa Pfefferly. What's up, Teresa?
How you doing?
Pfefferly, everybody. And Teresa is like a genius in the space of scaling her business when it comes to real estate. Not only is she a broker of record where she has over 160 agents that report directly to her, but she's also a shareholder in the office itself, which basically means she's a player coach. She understands how to take someone through the process of purchasing real estate. But hey, if you're somebody new in the business that wants to learn how to sell real estate, well, Teresa knows how to take you through that process as well. So Teresa, before we get started, and we're going to go like 5 receiver set, nice and tight. All these folks out there are looking for someone that's entrepreneurial that could show them how to really kind of duplicate themselves and create money strategies that really give them the financial freedom that they're looking for.
Yeah.
The more money, less time, and more magic, right?
Absolutely.
Where did it start for you 15, 20 years ago?
Oh, Rob. It started for me in crisis. I woke up one day, my ex-husband had a drunk driving accident, actually, and ended up in prison for 4 years. So I was alone with 2 children and had to find a way to support them.
And so crisis hits. You weren't, there wasn't a calamity bell. No one knocked on the door and said, Teresa, listen, your husband's about to go to jail. You got to figure everything out on your own. It just happened, right?
It just happened.
And you all of a sudden found yourself in the real estate space, correct?
Found myself in real estate, thinking at the time that real estate was going to be fast and flexible. And learned a lot along the way. Here I am 20 years later, right? Broker of record of 170 agents, a National Association of Realtors director, president of the local board of realtors 3 times.
Yep.
And I'm blessed, honestly, when I think about the gratitude I have for what real estate has taught me personally and about the world and how it works.
So it sounds like to me it's been like a spiritual experience for you along the way, a learning experience, right?
100%.
So now you're selling real estate. You thought it was going to be, let me go get my license. It's going to be easy. But for all you folks out there, like everything, there's no such thing as overnight success.
No such thing as overnight success.
Right?
Yeah.
But it does seem to me that you stacked and built along the way, right?
Yes.
So can you share with the good folks that how somebody tried to sell you a property and how that kind of led you down the path of what you really wanted to do in the space so you could have somebody enjoy exactly what they're purchasing?
How someone tried to sell me a property? I mean, the reality is when I bought my first house, I was 21 years old, right? I started my life young.
Yep.
And what I know now is not what I knew then, right? Yep. At the time, I was just so excited about having my own space. Now, having done it again and again and again, right? Because I also own a portfolio of investment properties. I understand the stress and the magnitude of the situation, right? It's like a very compound situation for people, no matter where they are in life, right? Yep. Whether they're buying a birdhouse or the White House, it's still the same dynamic for every single client. Yep. And it's their finances, it's their family, it's their future. Yep. And being empathetic to the fact that you get to have and hold their hand through the process is pretty dynamic.
And by the way, that's so awesome. I'm sure all the folks out there can really respect what that looks like. At the end of the day, though, you still had to build a culture,
yes.
right? Because I'm sure there's a lot of agents that get licenses every year. But what is something that you did where you have all these different accolades, but you seem to be a genius in the space of building a culture, of having people not only work with you, but also being wanting to emulate you as well. Can you talk a little bit about, for the business owners, right, culture and really what kind of drove you as just a real estate agent to someone becoming a real estate player in the space?
Culture to me was everything.
Did you know that from day one?
Absolutely. Absolutely. if I may share a story.
Please.
When I was interviewing, when I got licensed the first time, and I knew nothing, right? I was a kid in a crisis. But when I had gone into, and I don't want to say names of offices and companies, but I went into 3 separate offices to interview. And I had predetermined the bigger company at the time that I was going to work for and train with. And when I sat down with the managing brokers, it became evident to me that that was not the broker I wanted to work for. And I was really actually a little disheartened because I was like, I'm going to be team blue, that's where I'm going to be. And I left there feeling like I can't work for somebody that doesn't have integrity, that can sit at the table and tell me who he's fired and dish the team Brown across the street. And I chose to put my license with a smaller firm that had a broker who really behaved with complete integrity and had a ton of grace. Yeah. And I thought, if I'm going to learn how to do this, I want to learn it from someone like that.
Wow. So from day one, it was heart-centered for you. It had to be based on integrity and, what was traditional in the business. Let's call it, I know in our business that, if you look at insurance agents, 95% fail. And I really blame that on the system because they're not trained the right way. Yeah. It sounds like it's a similar thing in the real estate space where they bounce around from one agency to the next. But you realize pretty fast, like, all right, let me go work for this organization. It feels like I'm at home. Right. And then, I'm sure you started to achieve some success. What drives you, right, or any other agent from just becoming an agent, for any real estate agents that are out there, to building a team around you? What would you say was the distinctions that you saw along the way that maybe other people that came in with you did not do that?
I love a team environment. To me, it's much more fun to have the camaraderie around, hey, this is what we're working on right now, and how do you see it? Yep. And how can we attack this in a collaborative fashion? Yep. I think that just all the way around, for me, it made all the difference.
Yeah. That's awesome. And then along the way, you became the president of different organizations.
Absolutely.
Has that had an impact on your business?
It definitely has given me a sense of confidence and I think credibility with my clients because I'm able to say to them, listen, this is part of my resume and I don't share this with you because I want you to think how great I am. I share it with you so you know how serious I take this. Yep. This is how I fed my family and the tenacity it took me to do that in the environment I was in back in my 20s is the tenacity I bring to the table for my clients and their real estate needs.
And for all the people out there that want to build up their office DNA and their culture, right? Yeah. How did you collaborate with people when you were coming up in your 20s to drive business to your office?
So,
if you give like 2 or 3 things that...
I honestly think that the sign in your lawn matters. And when I say that, what I mean is I think it matters which agent represents you because I have heard time and time again from other real estate agents, I don't want to sell that agent's house, their listing. I don't want to work with them because they're difficult. So oftentimes what I find is that agents mistake being in their ego and being difficult for doing a good job. And it's actually the opposite.
Mic drop. That's awesome. So that did you discover that pretty fast?
I discovered that pretty fast. Yeah.
And one of the interesting things is that I had the good fortune of meeting Teresa she had reached out to me to be part of my team in the world of Unblinded, integrity-based human influence founded by Sean Callaghy. And I'll never forget when she called me, I was just blown away at her, not only her assertiveness, but her ability to know what she wanted as an outcome, asked really good questions. And obviously this is somebody I didn't know at that time. Since then, when you look at collaboration, I think in any kind of office culture, any kind of business culture, collaboration is the key. Because if you could collaborate with other professionals that are outside your industry, she's not in my industry, I'm not in her industry, but we could learn from each other. And as a result of it, we both get better in our industry, especially if there's no friction. And most importantly, the thing that I've learned the most is no matter what you're dealing with, it's always important to understand where the other person is first.
Yes.
Not trying to think where you are,
Yes.
right? And in that space of understanding where they are, a lot of good magic begins to happen. If you could give somebody out there, you know, this is all, you know, any state, anywhere in America, anywhere in the world, somebody out there when it comes to really kind of making their business massively accelerate through DNA, what's the one thing that they should put the flag down on, make a decision and begin that process?
I do believe it begins with the culture, right? I believe it begins with the culture of how you determine you want to behave in your business and what's important to you. And that also means, how do I want to behave in my co-broke relationships, right? So if we're talking about the real estate space, you're constantly collaborating with another real estate agent to negotiate a deal. So how you manage that situation and how you treat them. If you treat your co-brokes like they're your clients, they're going to want to sell your houses time and time again. And it's going to fare better for your clients. You're going to get them more money. You're going to have less hassle with inspections because they know working with you that it's going to be an easy process and it's a team play.
No friction.
Yeah.
Right? Once there's no friction, things begin to accelerate.
100%.
So for all you folks out there, every day we're pushing content, educational content, interview style, collaboration, professionals from other industries, entrepreneurs out there specific to the real estate space. Although what Teresa just shared can go across any industry or anything you're doing out there, feel free to tune into our channel on a daily basis, hit the subscribe button because we're pushing content every day.